Welcome back, Curriculum Mappers, for another video on curriculum mapping with G Suite. In this lesson, I'm going to show you a proof of concept of how to attribute the vertical and horizontal alignments to units in your curriculum map. So this is a bit of a difficult concept to flesh out, but I'm going to attempt to do it here in a short video. So what you're about to see is on the map, there is a field known as the description field. This pulls from the metadata of a Google document. So if I go into a Google Drive folder with all of the unit planners, and under information on the right-hand side, this is the metadata. So what I've been able to accomplish is create a Google form that can automatically populate the metadata of the units. And my goal is, by the end of this, we can make some sense of the horizontal and vertical alignments of our units, given that we've established a coding structure in our curriculum. So I'm going to start with what it looks like in the end, and then I'm going to break down some of the pieces of it. And of course, as usual, I'll share the code as it currently exists for you to play with and explore. So the awesome table that it'll be working with looks something like this. And we'll be able to filter by the name of the teacher. So if I want to go into on the flows classes, these are her units. And now if I wanted to attribute an alignment code to any of those units, I can click on a button, and this will open a Google form that is pre-populated with the document ID of that unit and the title of that unit. So let's, for example, look at, we'll just take this one, stereotypes in mass medias. I'm going to open that up. If we look here, we'll notice this is the unit. It's automatically populated in question 1. This is the document ID. And these are just made-up codes that I've just created because I'm not exactly sure what we're going to call these yet. But I can do this and do this. And now I've added an on-form submit trigger, meaning that when I hit submit, the function that aligns these codes to the metadata will run and will automatically put it there. So I'm going to hit submit. We got horizontal 2 and vertical 1. Remember those words. All right, I've submitted it. That feeds this spreadsheet. So here we are, horizontal 2, vertical 1. Let's go back to the Google Drive. I'm just going to refresh the drive because it might put it right at the top because it has been recently modified. So let's refresh that folder. Yeah, so it just did it right now. So if I highlight it and we look down at the metadata, we've got horizontal 2 and vertical 1. So I've created a situation where it would be very easy for teachers to sort of attribute these alignments to their own units. So my goal in this will have to be to create a structure that works for everybody. So that's going to be the most difficult part in all of this. Okay, so how is this magic happening? Well, the first thing I did was I created the Google form, just 3 questions. I made space for a short answer unit question and the document ID question, knowing that I would pre-populate these from the very beginning. So all the teacher's filling out is just the alignment codes. This sheet feeds a Google sheet, the form response sheet. It comes into here. In another tab, I've actually imported all of the unit titles, the document IDs, and then the people who have editing rights to those units. And in column D, there's a script that is actually creating the pre-filled URLs. This isn't something I've written independently. I found this on Stack Overflow and just adapted it to my needs. But what this script does is it creates all of these URLs automatically. So if I go onto any one of these documents, it will be pre-filled with the name of the unit and the document ID. So that is that piece. The other script, the one that I mentioned earlier, is running on a trigger that is on form submit, and that is the set description function here. So this is the code that is taking the alignment from the spreadsheet and transferring it to the metadata. And then I've turned this particular sheet into an awesome table format with these filters, and of course added a template to give us that button that we see right here. So this is where the idea stands kind of right now, because modifying the metadata on an in a way that's not systematic can be problematic. For one, the data entry won't be consistent, but it's also just kind of a pain to go into the information about a document and then type in the metadata field. So this kind of makes it feel more a part of the actual map, and will eventually make this field more useful in our map. So the one caveat is that this will only refreshes once per day. So if we work on this today, we won't see those alignments until the next day, unless I manually refresh it more often. But so that's where I'm at with the thinking here so far. But I'd love to get some more of your contributions to what might a coding scheme look like for the metadata field. Thanks for watching. Bye.